Nestled in between Lebanon and Lancaster County is the Hammer Creek, which runs for 19 miles. This creek ranges from a healthy, natural flowing creek to a silty, agriculture impacted waterway.
The land that we see around streams today in Pennsylvania experienced over 100 years of logging, mining, agricultural activities, and farming. And it's essentially unrecognizable from how it was before colonialism. Streams used to kind of bend and curve a lot more, and we kind of got plows in the streams and straightened a lot of them. They look nothing like they're supposed to look. Stream restoration seeks to restore some of that function and restore some of that form, like forested areas next to streams, so that you don't have all these effects of colonialism.
As the embankments erode, it causes the silt from the embankments to build up in the creek. The fact that the watershed is primarily agricultural, has a number of properties along it, that there are some issues with nitrogen and phosphate pollutants that hit the water, and that's the goal, is to remove that.
All of these issues unfortunately present many negative impacts for both the aquatic habitat and the people living in the area. Luckily, many conservationists have made it a life's goal to restore this waterway to its natural origins.
When we formed a joint venture with Donegal chapter of Trout Unlimited, the two chapters are interested in doing the cleanup work, restoration work in the watershed, and their interest lies in the fact that everything that is generated sediment-wise and pollution-wise up here in the upper parts of the watershed ends up down in Lancaster, where it goes into Speedwell Forge and beyond into Cocalico Creek. And so we started talking with property owners. We started looking at various sites. We did surveys of a lot of the properties, land, if you will, through the Boy Scout and the game lands and that kind of thing, just to get an assessment of what the creek looked like. And it pointed out the fact that there is a need. So we started talking with property owners.
A lot of outreach, a lot of engagement, a lot of talking with them, explaining the issues. And it's a lot of listening too. You don't want to just talk over all these important landowners and stakeholders and act like, you know what's best for them, because, they have lives, they have jobs, they have needs. And if it doesn't work for their lives, their jobs, and their needs, then it doesn't work at all.
Every time we set up a project, we have to go out and look for money to pay for this, in that the property owner is not responsible for having it done on their property. We find grants for that, as we're working on one particular grant right now on the Hammer upper stream.
We're also big fans of clean water and reducing sediment and nutrients, but all those other groups in the community and organizations I mentioned, their primary goal is preventing erosion, cleaning up the water, and cleaning up the nutrients entering the water.
Along with the various organizations working with Dr. Selesky and Mr. Collins, local farmers like the Berry Brothers have been a huge help in the restoration efforts.
There's a lot of benefits from working with the Barry Farm specifically, and they're three very hardworking, conservation-minded brothers who are a pleasure to work with. The reason why the Barry's farm is incredibly strategically important for the Hammer effort is it's a very large area that can manage with the right stream restoration project.
Fixing and cleaning up waterways may appear to be a difficult and complicated task. It can seem overwhelming, and local citizens may feel discouraged, thinking, what can I, as one person, do? The answer comes in 3 steps according to Dr. Selesky. Contact your local lawmakers, become familiar with your local conservation groups, and take direct action through volunteering, educating others on the problems at hand, and getting in touch with the groups working toward the same goals.
You have to show people that the benefits of fixing these streams are enormous and can actually save money in a lot of cases. You're spending as little as a couple hours a week in your spare time, doing these things that have a tremendous impact. We all have the same overall general goal as to what the end result will produce.